So this is the sewing part. The first thing I'll be sewing is this side. I'm just going to like sew it round. I'm going to hold it tiny. I'm just going to do everything like this and get back when I'm done. So what I'm going to do next is just going to add the lace to the cape. So be very mindful that the front of the lace is showing on the outside. Okay, so when I'm sewing it, by the time I get here, I'll just like pleat it like this, so that it's going to continue like this. So this part that I pleat, I'll sew it. Okay, let me do that. I just sewed it like tiny. So once I get to this corner, I'll get a perfect, um, like a perfect V without any issue there, without folding. So that's just the idea of that. So before I get there, I'm going to also fold this part too. So I'll just sew it inside. I'll sew it on the inside. So like a small V. So this is what I have on the outside. Why this is how the inside looks. So I still have some lace left. I believe that 3.5 should be enough. So I have more than half yard there lace left, and I used 4 yards for the lace. So the next thing I want to sew is this neck part. So I added stay to this. So you can add stay, you can add paper stay, anyone you prefer. So this is a straight line. This is the back of the fabric. That's the front fabric. So I already notch here. Like I notch it to this side. I'm also going to notch this side like this, like in a slanted way. This fabric is not okay. Like when I was notching it, it's bringing out thread. So I'm just managing the fabric. So this is what I have. So you have like a triangle at this part. So this part, there are lots of ways that you can get it though. This neck method. So you can also search online. You find different methods to get this part too. So I'm going to place this one on it. So the face is going to face the back of this fabric. So I sewed it until I reached this part that I notched. So what I did was just folded it. So you can see this is the back, while this is the front. So I'll just add this one to the other side. So like I said earlier, this one is wider. So I also add it like the front facing the back too. The front of this piece facing the back of the fabric. Guys, I'm so sorry about this part. I did not know I wasn't videoing this part. So I'm just going to go ahead and lose it again. Then I will show you how I did this place. What I did was just let me explain better. So guys, I've lost it. So what I just did was, like I explained earlier, the face of this, I placed it on the back of this. So I just sewed it straight to this point. Then I just folded this too on this part. So I pinned it down so that it won't fold. Yeah, please do that when you are sewing. Now you have a curved neck for it to balance and sit well. So this is just going to be under this. So if you're already sewing male clothes, you understand this part better because since this is how male clothes is being sewn. But I'm not a fan of normal male clothes, so just bear with me. Okay, so this part I'm just going to like fold it, then fold. Some people too do it like this, so I don't know. It depends though. I'm not really sure, but I'll be doing mine like a V. So that's just basically what I'm going to be doing. So this is how the inside looks like. This is what I have on the inside. While on the outside, I have this. So what I'm just going to do next is place this cape on it. So I'll arrange it and pin it down. So I've arranged it on it. Like I just placed this flare on the fabric. So I arranged it neatly. Then when I was arranging, this flare looks smaller. Like it's smaller. So I had to trim it. I had to trim the flare, like it's still looking smaller. Anyways, I just trimmed it so that it's going to balance with the main fabric. Okay. So I'll just sew this round. So what I'll be doing is folding this neck into two. So this two tip, I'm going to place it exactly on each other just to get the middle of this. So this is the middle. So that when I'm sewing the neck, it will be exactly where I want it to be. Like this neck. So I already added an ST to this. So when I'm sewing it, I already notched the middle point too. I'll know exactly where to place it. So I won't have issue of losing, sewing, losing, sewing. Okay, so the way I'm going to place it now, this front and this front are going to be on each other. So I'm going to take this over and sew it from the inside. But for now, this front and this front, the front of the collar is going to be facing the front of this fabric. So if you see, this two notched part must be on each other. So guys, I just finished sewing it round now. What I'm going to do is notch the parts that I just sewed now. So I'll notch this middle point. That's the joining the neck parts. So after notching it, I'll sew it. I'll fold it in. Then you can first pin it down before sewing. You can also sew. So another thing you can do, you can first iron this down. So it's just going to lay. It's not going to fold like this. You first put iron on it, then iron it. So all you just have to do is just place it on the cloth. You can also do that too. So when you are folding it in, make sure the back one is not plugging out. So you can see it's not showing on the outside. Just make sure you tuck it into the extent that the back one is not showing on the outside here. Guys, this is what I have on the outside. You see the sewing, the also the made the sewing. This is the inside. So this is another way to get the sewing. So I just sewed it inside like this. That's just what I did. So we are done with the neck part. It's going to like be like this on the neck. So I'm just going to fold this into two. So this is for the gusset part. That's the flap, the armpits part. So I'm cutting two at a time. So I'm making the wideness 2.5 inches. 2.5 inches. So I just cut out a square, like a square shape. So that's just it. So this is the main fabric. This is the shoulder point. This is the shoulder. This is the armpit. And this is the other armpit too. So I'll be placing the sleeve on it. So this is the sleeve I cut earlier. So first I'm going to just fold this and sew it down. I'm going to fold it and sew it down. Then do the other to the same thing to this other one too. So I'll fold it and sew it down. So I've already sewed the sleeve part. Now I'll be placing this shoulder of the sleeve, that middle point. So I'm placing it on the middle point of the cloth too. So I'll leave half inch here. I'm going to start from that half inch. So I have a joint sleeve here. So the explanation of this, I just don't want to go entirely into the tutorial because it's going to take like another time to explain this. So I already have a tutorial on this. Please guys, check it out. So I'm just going to leave half inch, half inch. I'm just going to be sewing this. But if you can just follow what I'm doing, then it's fine. So this is the armor part. I'm just going to like take this and put it here too, in the middle of this, then sew it again, leaving half inch. So once I'm done fixing it, I'll have something like this on the inside. While on the outside, I'll have something like this. It's going to look like this. This is the sleeve part, and this is the body part. So now I'll be joining all the sides straight down. So the sleeve is 14 inches for the round sleeve. So I'm measuring out 7 inches. So I'm just going to take it tiny all the way to this place. So I'll be showing you the other side. But everything I'm doing on this side is what I will be doing on the other side. So please pay attention. So this is the flap part. And I also the sleeve now. So I'm going down to the side. So this side, I'm going to sew it a little bit before I now place my um, flap. That's the side flap. But for now, I'm just going to sew it a little bit so I can sew it like 2 inches. One of you guys asked about this part, that are you going to fix the flap? So I'm doing the tutorial now. You can go ahead and continue watching it. So I'm just going to measure 2 inches down here. So I'll be starting the flap from here. So you can also start the flap from right under where this started. So this is the flap. You can start from anywhere, it doesn't matter. So I can start from right under where it started. I'll just place the flap. This is the flap. So I'll place it there, then sew it. So I can also start from 2 inches under. Just make sure wherever you're starting from, make sure you measure it on the flap. Like this is the flap. So make sure wherever you're starting from, you add it to the flap. So when I was cutting this, I already measured 2 inches extra. So I'll be starting my flap from here so that it doesn't jump at the down. From that 2 inches, I'm just going to place my flap, then sew it. Make sure it's on the middle point. So this is the pocket part. I'm making the wideness of pocket 7 inches. So make sure the pocket is on the front part. I've even made a mistake myself. So I'm sewing the pocket on the back side. I have to go back now and continue the sewing. Okay, so now I'm placing it on the front side now. So this is the front, like this is the neck part. So this is the front part, that's the neck part, then the neck, opening neck part. So that's where the pocket is going to be now. So I'll measure the 7 inches now for the pockets. So this flap part, I tend to like make it excess on it because it seems it used to be like excess if I'm placing it on top of clothes. Like at the down here now, I have like extra is more than this. So I tend to like make it excess on it. So that's just the method I use. So it's because the flap is on top. So in case if it is the main fabric that is on top, you can do it normal. but the flap tends to like, maybe because we cut it in a slanted way, so it has like flare, like it expands. Yeah, it expands. If you understand that part, you know what I'm talking about. So even after all the pleats, I still have extra, but I'll be cutting that out. Just slant it out. So that's just it. So this is the pocket. We're just going to sew half inch up here. So I'll measure 7 inches down here. So the pocket, I made the wideness 8.5 inches, then the length 15 inches. So this is 7 inches, just like I measured on the main cloth. So I also open this to the front. So I'm just tucking it in, and I'll place it like this. So the right face must be facing the right. So if you have a method of sewing pockets, please go ahead and do that. There are different methods to fix pockets, but this is the method I normally use. So this is the sewing line. This is the sewing line. So I'm just going to come in by 2.5. I mean 0.25. Sorry, 0.25. So I'm going to sew that so that when I finish sewing, the pocket is not going to top outside. That's why. So it won't be obvious that there is pockets on the side. So just make sure this upper part of the pocket that I hold half inch is kissing this. Yeah. So I did the same thing on this down part. So this is the normal gown. Then I sewed the pockets to this. So I came in by 0.25. I hope you understand. So that pockets will not be talking out. So I already sewed it in. I just flipped it to the other side and sew it in by 0.25 like I said earlier. So this is what I have after sewing. Okay, so after sewing the pocket part, you can see. So this is the pocket part. You can see that it's not showing. The pocket is already inside. So that's how it's going to be inside. Not going to be showing on the outside. I'm just going to like lay it on the front part. I'm just going to lay it straight, then pin it down. So I'll be sewing on that. I'll be top stitching. So this is the neck part. So I'll be top stitching on this after sewing. So I'll do exactly everything I did on this side. I've not done it to this side, but I'll be doing it on this side. So I won't show it just because to save data, not to take all the hours. So that's just it. So once I'm done with that, this down part, after trimming this excess flare, I'm just going to go ahead and fold it in. So I'll measure the full length to know what to fold in. I'll first measure everything to the down here. So I'm going to remove this band part from the full length. Then I'm going to go ahead and fold it in and sew. So once I'm doing that part, I'll show it because that down part is tricky. Okay, so guys, I'm already done stitching the pocket. So this is the pocket part. So I just stitched it here, just tiny. That's just it. So I like 4 or 3 times. Just make sure you stitch on it very well so that it doesn't lose. So this is one part and this is the other part. So I'm already done with the 2 parts. This down part, after I was done measuring it out, I have 64 inches. So the length is 61. So I'm just going to go ahead and minus 3 inches. So I'll be folding in 3 inches here. So this is the flap part. This is the normal. This is the front or the back part. So I'm just going to fold that. Do a straight sewing. I'm measuring it. So I measure 3 inches, then fold it in again. Okay, so the main place I'll be having pleats is the part, is this flap part. So this flap part, I'll be having pleats, so I need to pleat it. So that it doesn't curve on this flap part. So you need to like pleat it. So if you see here is like excess down here and it has to be on this point. So that means I have to pleat. So that's just the trick on this down part. So guys, that's it. And we are done with this tutorial. So the next thing is pin press button. Okay, so this is the back of the garment. So I want to place the press button now. So I'm just going to get the middle of the white garment. So this is the middle. Like I'm having a gated line here. So that's the middle. So this is the middle. So I'm just going to press a press button here. Place a press button here and pin it down. I hope you understand. So that's one part. So the front too. So this front part too, I'll be placing the press button here and here just to pin it down. And this one too and here to pin it down. So that's just all. Then the normal button. So I'm placing 2, like one here, so that it will stay intact. I'm placing 2 buttons, then 1, 2, 3. So that's 5 in total. So just make sure you measure it from here to here. Then the next one can start from like 1 inch, then 2 inches, 2 inches. So just follow that part. So that's just all that I'll be doing next. And then the ironing and the when weaving, the inside weaving, then the packaging. And that's it for the tutorial. Thank you so much for watching today's tutorial. I hope you were able to learn 1 or 2 things in this tutorial. So if you find it helpful, please hit the like button and I'll see you all in my next tutorial. Thank you.